New York City public schools ban cell phones during school hours. Imagine a classroom free from the constant buzz of cell phones. New York City is making this a reality. Mayor Eric Adams and public schools Chancellor Melissa Aviles-Ramos have unveiled a groundbreaking policy set to transform the educational landscape starting this September. In a bold move to curb classroom distractions, the 2025 to 2026 school year will see a blanket ban on the use of internet-enabled devices, including cell phones, tablets, and smartwatches, during school hours. This sweeping change will impact over 1,600 public schools across all 5 boroughs of the city. But here's where it gets controversial. The state has earmarked a substantial $4.3 million to facilitate this policy rollout. Mayor Adams minced no words, stating, "Our children are in school to learn, yet cell phones often serve as sources of distraction, degradation, and even danger." The initial state cell phone ban was our first stride towards fostering safe, nurturing learning environments, and this enhanced policy is the next pivotal step in empowering our students to excel academically. Under the new guidelines, students are permitted to use their devices only while commuting to and from school. Once on school premises, these devices must be powered down and stored away. However, schools are mandated to provide at least one reliable method for parents to contact their children in emergencies, along with secure storage solutions for the devices. And this is the part most people miss. There are specific exemptions for students requiring devices for medical reasons, ensuring the policy remains inclusive and considerate. As this policy rolls out, it's bound to spark debates. Is this an infringement on students' freedom or a necessary step to enhance learning? What are your thoughts? Share your agreement or disagreement in the comments below and let's discuss the future of education in our city. NY schools ban phones in classrooms, Governor Hochul's distraction-free plan explained. What if schools could turn off the digital noise and let students truly focus? Governor Kathy Hochul is making that vision a reality with New York's groundbreaking Distraction-Free Schools initiative. But here's where it gets controversial. While many educators and parents applaud the move, critics argue it might infringe on student autonomy. Let's break down how this bold policy is shaping up for the 2025 to 2026 school year. Last week, Hochul hosted a roundtable with NYSUT President Melinda Person, school leaders, and teachers to unveil plans for enforcing strict smartphone restrictions from the first bell to the final dismissal. The capital region's Albany, Schenectady, Utica, and East Greenbush districts are already ahead of the curve, submitting their finalized policies weeks before the August 1 deadline. With nearly 150 districts statewide following suit, the state is inching closer to its goal of creating a phone-free learning environment. The law mandates that all public schools prohibit and sanction smartphone use during the entire school day, classrooms, lunchrooms, and even study halls. But here's the twist: schools aren't forced into a one-size-fits-all solution. They can design their own storage systems for devices, whether it's lockers, charging stations, or secure pouches. And for schools needing help, $13.5 million in state funding is on the table to purchase these tools. And this is the part most people miss: while the policy bans internet-enabled devices, it doesn't cut off all communication. Students can still access basic phones without Wi-Fi, and schools must ensure parents can reach their kids in emergencies. Teachers, parents, and students are also required to collaborate on local policies, ensuring no one feels left out of the conversation. But here's a question to spark debate: does banning smartphones really enhance learning, or could it push students to find other distractions? Some argue that face-to-face interaction and mental health benefits outweigh the risks, while others worry about unintended consequences. State Senator Patricia Fahey, for instance, calls it a common-sense move, noting students spend over 90 minutes daily on their phones. Yet opponents might counter that the solution lies in digital literacy, not outright bans. The policy also includes exemptions for medical needs, IEP requirements, academic use, like school-issued laptops, and emergencies. Hochul's team even launched a dedicated website with FAQs and toolkits to guide districts through the transition. NYSUT's Melinda Person frames it as a return to human connection, a nod to the social and academic engagement that screens often disrupt. So, what do you think? Is this policy a necessary step toward focused learning, or does it risk overreach? Share your thoughts in the comments. After all, the real test will come when classrooms go phone-free this fall. Will students thrive, or will they push back harder than expected?